information continues, Mr. Sheikh.
Affirmed.
Yes, Mr. Maktoum.
Thank you, Lord. Sir, you had explained during your evidence that you'd get the combative activist, and as a result of that, the security branch saw them as enemies of the state.
Yes.
Right. Now, if we were to categorize Dr. Haffejee, would we put him also into this category of being a combatant and an enemy to the state as viewed by the security branch?
Yes.
Now, on that line, we've also heard you say that you had a short period of time to hold out, to allow for other members of the cell to be able to either flee and or make other decisions that they would, or how to save themselves in a sense. And in this instance, the security branch therefore would have had a limited amount of time to extract this vital information.
Yes.
And in the instance of Dr. Haffejee, it would have been quite brutal because they would have known or had to have known that he was part of a cell, and they needed to get the information of who the other cell members were.
Yes.
Then,
And depending on what they had, what information they had on hand, to the extent they had information that suggested he was in manufacture of bombs,
Correct.
storage of bombs, any of that, and if you have regard to the time of 1977, then under a number of bombs had been detonated at the time in northern Natal and Natal. So they would have been on high alert and wanting immediate information.
and the interrogation would therefore, to extract this information, be quite intense
Yes, absolutely.
because time was of the essence.
Yes.
Now, Dr. Haffejee, to your knowledge, at that time, he did have a cell that
Yes.
he belonged to. See. Now, also, you've said to us that Christo Nell had made this application, one that you had supported to the amnesty, for amnesty to the TRC, right? And you confirm all the contents of his statement that he had made. You said that you supported it and the contents was correct, it was exactly as you had said it.
Insofar as it relates to elements of torture.
Yes. Now, in respect of that,
He minimizes, he hides information,
Yes.
he does all that, but I don't want to comment on that unless you ask me to, but
yes,
he confirmed the torture,
yes. Then on page 4 of his,
his affidavit.
yes, please, sir. The application, page, it's actually marked page 3, but it's in number 4.
Yes.
At point 4, at the top of the page, he says, an unknown medical practitioner was also present during your torture.
Yes.
And according to the next paragraph, he details what this unknown doctor had actually done to you.
Yes.
Now, do I understand then that he confirmed that it was in fact a doctor?
It wasn't a doctor. That's the device of collusion, collaboration, cover up.
Yes.
So he says it's a doctor. That's he say so.
From your experience and your knowledge of the security branch and their operations, did they often or at all use doctors
Never.
to collude?
Firstly, they never used a doctor to conduct an interrogation.
Yes. See?
The doctors were bullied and used in the sense of district surgeons.
Yes.
So they would have been in the position of being a district surgeon. They will bully the doctor about the report that he gives to them.
Exactly. Yes.
So, and understand why it doesn't happen. It is an absurdity. To be able to inflict intense amount of pain on another human being, it requires you to have a degree of callousness, physical strength, state of mind, determination. In a sense, you need to be a trained soldier, a trained warrior. So it is the complete opposite of what a doctor is.
Yes.
A doctor physically is hardly trained to inflict repeated blows upon a body and so on and so forth, or to bear witness to such a thing. It is totally at odds.
So in short, he'd be lying.
In my view, he is lying.
All right. The other thing was that,
But that's
Yes.
the device he uses to cover up and not disclose who was present.
and from your experience, this was a trait of the security branch.
That's what I allude to as their endless efforts to
Cover?
cover up.
At the time of you being at Brighton Beach Police Station, your incarceration the first time,
Yes.
by then did you know which cell Dr. Haffejee had actually been found in?
They use a cell for the political prisoners.
Yes.
They kept us separate from the common law prisoners.
Yes.
Because political prisoners were kept in one cell.
And did...
And then if one,
No, please proceed.
yeah,
And did they, that being the security branch members, Taylor and whoever was interrogating you, at that time did they know of your relation to Dr. Haffejee, that you were cousins?
I would have disclosed that. I would have said that.
And it's possible that they put you in the very same cell as an emotional device to extract information from you.
It just happens to be the only cell that the political prisoners put in. If you take him to Brighton Beach, you put him in that cell.
I see.
And then, yeah. So, for example, how we know this is we leave markings on the cell. And each of us who go in, we put our own mark. And then the next one comes, he puts his mark. And in a way, we send messages to each other to stay strong. So I put a mark which Judge Tamba Pillay read and commented on sometime later.
I see.
And the mark I left was to say, the cells bear testimony to man's inhumanity to man. It was the memorial I put up for Haffejee.
Profound. Yes. When you were assaulted and the vicious assault at CR SWAT, were you taken before the charge office, as you had said, and an entry made in the occurrence book?
No.
You were never taken to the charge office at all?
For the purpose of an entry
Yes.
being made that I was assaulted?
Assaulted and or to check on your injuries, if there were any?
No, absolutely not.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Any other examination?
No, we don't have questions on re-examination.
Yes, Mr. Sheikh, quite a breathtaking account of what happened in your case. Thank you for giving us your time to come here to explain it to us so that we could figure out what might have happened to your cousin. I hope it will help with other evidence to guide us to see where the truth lies. Thank you.
Thank you, Your
You may
Lordship.
be excused. Mr. Vani? Oh, this was... Is this the only witness we had today?
Yes, my Lord, this is the only witness, but my learned friend from the state can advise
Okay.
about proceedings tomorrow.
Okay. Mr. MacDonald?
Yes. Lord, as we stated yesterday, the next witness to be called is Mrs. M. Benjamin. She will be testifying tomorrow.
Mr.
Miss.
Oh,
Mrs.
Miss.
Yes. Marby Benjamin.
Or should be brought here tomorrow?
Yes, that's correct, Lord. That's
Okay.
the arrangements that have been made. Yes.
Okay. Okay, then I will adjourn the proceedings then till tomorrow at 10.
10.
Court is adjourned.